I don't think it's that crazy to say that Gran Turismo 7 has been pretty stale for the past several months, or maybe even the past couple of years. Me and myself, I've barely touched the game for quite a while, mostly for the fact that I've been focusing on Gran Turismo 4, but every time I hop on GT7, I just can't really play it for more than 30 minutes without my brain shutting down. Of course, I have put in hundreds and hundreds of hours into this game since it released, but there's just not much stuff for me to do anymore, and it's kind of just me driving around aimlessly and just filming random videos whenever I have the chance. And I feel like a lot of other people who play the game a lot feel the same way. But in the past couple months, Polyphony have made a few announcements to some major changes that are coming to the game, which I think a lot of people would be really excited for, myself included. First, there was a Spec 3 announcement, which introduces 2 new Formula 1 circuits, 8 cars, and a plethora of other changes to the game, including changes to sport mode. And today they announced their first paid DLC, which is called the Power Pack. Now, I'm not going to waste my time reading everything word for word, but long story short, this DLC includes 50 races across 6 different themes, including 24-hour races, and they are in a season format, so they are championship races, and they include practice and qualifying runs for each event. And I think it's safe to assume that this is going to be for PS5 only, because this is all with Sophie 3.0, which is also another updated version of Sophie that seems to be coming to the game. There's no details about the Sophie upgrades just yet, but I guess we're going to find out about that in the future. And there's also some rumors about new car parts or potentially racing modifications coming to the game, because the promo material features a Volkswagen Beetle and a Porsche that have some upgrades that aren't currently in the game just yet. So we'll have to wait and see what kind of format that comes in, whether it's racing modifications or just new upgrades for those cars or whatever other cars in the game. That hasn't been made as its own announcement for Spec 3 just yet. Also, with the inclusion of 24-hour races, I imagine that this would be the time to add B-Spec into the game, if any time at all, but there haven't been any announcements of this just yet. Maybe they're holding on to it as a surprise for Spec 3, or it could not be coming at all. We'll just have to wait and find out about that. When I was in Amsterdam last year for the GT World Finals, they did showcase a Sophie-powered B-Spec type thing, but they made no mention of bringing it to the base game itself. But with the inclusion of the 24-hour races and whatever other endurance races we might get along with it, this is probably the time to include it. But considering that B-Spec was powered by Sophie, and the fact that this paid DLC is very likely going to be PS5 only anyways because it's also Sophie, I imagine that all these features for the paid DLC, including the B-Spec, would be for PS5 only. All the content for Spec 3, which is a free part of the update, is planned to be 100% free for PS4 and PS5, but just the Sophie-specific stuff, and maybe the entire DLC as a whole, is probably going to be PS5 only. Plus, the Power Pack DLC also comes with 5 million credits as well, so it's not like you're only getting race events out of this. The price, however, is yet to be announced, so we're probably going to find that out in the next coming days or weeks. But I'm not sure how I feel about this entirely, because I feel like this sort of career mode type thing should have been part of the base game. I spend a lot of time on X reading like the replies to a lot of the Kaz Silhouette tweets and like the Gran Turismo update announcements and stuff like that, and a lot of people say that they would be willing to pay for a DLC pack that includes modern race cars, or even something like a Lewis Hamilton challenge type thing from GT Sport. Personally, I don't think a bunch of race events should be locked behind a paywall, especially if they're actually good race events coming to the game for once, because everybody knows the base race events in GT7 are total slop fest, because it's just chase the rabbit style. You start 30 seconds behind the leader, and the AI are tremendously slow, and it just feels like a driving mission rather than an actual race. And this one promises to have actual like wheel-to-wheel races, including with qualifying and probably pit strategies and stuff like that. And judging by the way the UI is shaped for that menu, it looks like we might be winning prize cars for every race, or maybe every championship or something like that, so we'll have to wait and see what that's all about. As far as the Spec 3 update itself, that's what I'm looking forward to the most right now, because like I said earlier, it features 2 brand new F1 tracks, 8 new cars, 6 of which have already been announced, and the changes to sport mode are something that I am really curious about. There's two particular things that I want to see them introduce. Qualifying for every single daily race instead of the time trial format that they've been doing, and the introduction of shuffle races, which in the past few years of me playing this game, shuffle races have definitely been the most fun that I've had. It just wasn't really accessible to a lot of people, and it was kind of tedious to organize and set up because you had to have a plethora of road cars purchased in the game without wide bodies or engine swaps, and you had to be in a Discord server using a bot to basically assign the cars to everybody. Whereas if they just had shuffle racing built into the game, then your car is just assigned to you at random using the rental system or something like that, and then you don't have to go through the extra hoops of buying all the cars or making sure you're in the right group of people on Discord and stuff like that. So that's something I would really love to see in the game. It would definitely make me play multiplayer way more than I already do, which is basically zero. And of course, with the Spec 3 update, there's also a few more things, mainly the new data logger feature, which was just showcased at the GT World Series Los Angeles. The new seasonal menu books, which is definitely something that's catching my attention. The fix to the car invitations in Brand Central, and also the new events and circuit experience, which that's probably just related to the brand new tracks, but I think it's pretty well known by this point that whenever a new track does get added, we also get the circuit experience with that. So I'm curious if they're actually adding new circuit experiences to the existing tracks, or if they just threw that in there to bloat the content list on the website. So while it seems like they have announced a ton of things in the past couple months, we actually still are missing quite a few pieces to it. So the Spec 3 update as well as the Power Pack DLC is expected to come out on December 4th. So the day before that is when we should expect the trailer, and then the patch notes will be released shortly after when the update goes live. And for those of you looking for changes to the penalty system or whatever other small changes to the game, I don't think they're going to announce that outside of the patch notes. So if any changes to the game like that are made, then they would probably be shown in the patch notes. So that's pretty much all there is to cover on GT7 at the moment. I know I haven't really touched the game in quite a while because I've been focusing on the GT4 Let's Play and getting that done. But here over the next few weeks, I should be making some more GT7 content, and maybe I'll start making videos relating to the GT7 updates and stuff like that in the future. So let me know if you guys are interested in seeing that. Let me know what y'all think of the upcoming update and the DLC in the comments. And yeah, look forward to quite a bit of GT7 videos in the future.